Hi students, welcome to this video session. My name is Samuel Chukwuemeka, as usual. In this video session, we shall write a simple desktop application on converting Celsius temperature to Fahrenheit temperature and Fahrenheit temperature to Celsius temperature. It is highly recommended that you view the previous videos in the playlist prior to viewing this one. So we open up our VB and we click on New Project. Here we shall name it Temperature Converter. And we click OK. In our form, we need, we shall use a text box for input. The temperature you want to convert, you want to put that temperature in a text box, and we shall use a combo box for the conversion. Then we shall display it in a label, or we can display it in a text box that is read-only. So we first of all, we name let's change this from 1 to temperature converter. Then we drag our text box. We double click, or we can click and drag. Here we can call this, we can name this temperature temp text box. Temp text box. Then we get a combo box. Now we want to use a combo box because, like we talked before, in combo box we can use it to make selections. We discussed that before in the previous video. We can make this a little bit bigger. And for the items in the combo box, we can name this temp combo box as the name. And for the items, we can add our items Celsius to Fahrenheit, and the next one is Fahrenheit to Celsius. You know, another name for Celsius temperature is the centigrade temperature. Then we can either add a label, or we can add a text box again and make it read-only. This will be we can call it our display text box as the name, and we want to make it read-only to be true, so that we can add anything there. Okay, so the thing is that what this temperature converter will do is that when the user inputs a temperature, it could be in degrees Celsius, or it could be in degree Fahrenheit, then the user would select an option from the combo box. And when the user selects the option from the combo box, then if it's Celsius to Fahrenheit, it will convert it and give the user the result here in the display text box here. It's going to give the user the result in the display text box. So now, what will be the action? What is going to be the action in this application? The action will be right here. So we double click here. Of course, as usual, in the public class Form 1, we write the dim as we have done it before in previous videos. Dim temperature and result as double. Okay, then we come here, the temp comb box. We now, of course, this is the declaration. This is our declaration in memory. Then in the temp box, we now assign, we now say that temperature, the temperature that we have declared in the memory is equal to the text box 1 here. The text box 1 here is going to be the temperature. So temperature is the text box 1, but we named it, what's the name we gave it? Temp text box. So we go with the name that we gave to it. And that is temp text box dot text. Okay, then the next thing we do is we now process this. Now we want that if the temp combo box dot text is equal to if we select the first one, Celsius to Fahrenheit, then what is going to happen? We see that the formula for conversion, the formula for converting Celsius and Fahrenheit temperatures, we did that in physics. We see that the formula is, this is the formula. F minus 32 over 9 is equal to C over 5. So that's the formula. It is found by a interpolation method. Okay, this is not what we shall talk about now. We want to, the main thing is for us to be able to write this. So that's the formula for conversion. So that's the formula for conversion. So if we make F to be the subject of the formula, we see that F will be equal to 9 over 5 times C plus 32. And if we make C to be the subject of the formula, we see that C will be equal to 5 times parenthesis F minus 32 all over 9. Or you can say 5 over 9 times parenthesis F minus 32. All right, so this is the formula we will use to write this. And this will be a result is equal to, remember, it is in Celsius and we want to convert to Fahrenheit. So if we look at this, making this the subject of the formula, we see that this is 9 over 5 times C, the Celsius temperature, then plus 32. So we have that our result will be equal to 9 over 5. You kind of want to write this well so that you will get it right, times the temperature. You might want to put another parenthesis here. Then plus 32. Okay, and then this is the result. Now, what do we want this to be displayed in the we want this to display in the display text box. We want the display text box dot text to be equal to temperature, and we use the concatenation symbol. The concatenation symbol is in your keyboard. Whatever degree you put, degrees Celsius, because it's in Celsius already, is approximately we use the concatenation symbol again, then the result, and we use the concatenation symbol again. The concatenation symbol, or the ampersand sign, joins the sentences. Degree Fahrenheit. And we can kind of close it. So what does this mean? This means that when you put in the value, the temperature value, it will do the calculation. It will do the calculation for you, and it will display in the display text box that the temperature you put in degrees Celsius, because this is in Celsius, is approximately the result it calculates degree Fahrenheit. Remember, you're trying to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. Remember that. Okay, so I think we are set on this. Then the next thing we also have what of the Fahrenheit to Celsius. So this will be else if. We talked about the condition function. I mean the conditional statement. We've talked about it before. Let's now get this right here and kind of save time. Copy. Else if this. If it's Fahrenheit to Celsius, then the result will be, remember, if it's Fahrenheit to Celsius, right? It's going to be, is in Fahrenheit and you want to convert to Celsius. It's going to be 5/9 times F minus 32. That's the temperature minus 32. So this is going to be that the result will be 5/9 times the temperature minus 32. Now this temperature minus 32 is together. Yeah. You have to be careful on this, because if you don't write it well, then it will not calculate well. So you really have to be careful on this. Then the display text box.text will be that the degree Fahrenheit, we change that to Fahrenheit here, is approximately this degrees Celsius. All right. So, I mean, that is what we could do. The next thing is to text it. But before we test it, let me kind of change this to my usual color that I like. So I click on the form and I want the back color, the background color. Custom, and I just want it to be, I can just type what I want it here. I want it to be olive. Okay, that's it. And here I might kind of put a label here. Just enter the temperature, or I'll just write temperature. I might just leave it like this. So let's run it and see how this works, okay? So assuming we have a 37 degree Celsius and we want to 37 degrees Celsius, how many Fahrenheit? So we click this. It's approximately 98.6 degree Fahrenheit. You see that? And if we want to convert it, assuming it's in Fahrenheit to Celsius, it says 37 degree Fahrenheit is approximately 2.777778 degrees Celsius. Now, we don't want this. Okay, let's say we want to round. We want to round because this is something else. It's too big, you know. So let's say we want to round to 2 decimal places. Now, what do we use? Before we continue, we notice that this, let's put this to align right. Text align to be right. So now we want to round. How do we get the functions we will use? Remember, if you go to my site, you can get the functions. Visual Basic resources and Visual Basic library functions. Let's see the function we need. So we can just come over here on the search and we say round function, math.round. So when we click on it, so this is how you get your functions actually. If you want to round to nearest integer, you use this math.round, and if you want to round to some decimal places, you read this. So if you kind of read it, it shows you the examples. So what we have to do here is we just come here, let's say result equal to math.round. Let's say we want to round this to 1 decimal place. So I have to put this result here, and I still have to put 1 decimal place here. So it will round it to 1 decimal place. Then here, I can also use result. So here, I can also use result equal to math.round. And I want to round it to 1 decimal place. So gives me to 1 decimal place. Okay, let's test this again. So you see here, it comes to the right side. So let's say we have 37 Celsius to Fahrenheit, 98.6 degree Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit to Celsius, 2.8 degrees Celsius. You see that? Okay, thank you for listening, folks. Remember, we have to save. So file, save from 1.vb as. We don't want to save it under this. We want to save it in our desktop as usual. Visual Basic projects. And we have a temperature converter.